Hello all, in today's practical we are going to perform the experiment to measure and compare the radiation pattern, directivity, beam width and gain of the dipole antenna and the folded dipole antenna at the microwave frequencies. Now though we are saying that our microwave band is from 1 GHz to 1000 GHz, UHF band is also considered in the lower microwave range, and here that's why we are going to design an antenna for 500 megahertz. So let us say our frequency is 500 megahertz and we will design an antenna for this particular frequency. Now to understand how to design an antenna, we must understand what is the lambda for this particular frequency. So lambda is equal to C by F, whereas C is nothing but the velocity of light and F is nothing but the frequency. Here we are using a 500 megahertz, so here we can see if we calculate this one, it comes 0.6 meters. So 0.6 meters is nothing but the 60 centimeters. As we need to design this antenna, we need to understand what are the actual measurements of that particular antenna. So this is 60 centimeter, and as we are going for the antenna of lambda by 2, I can say this will be the lambda by 2 means 60 divided by 2, it will be 30 centimeters. So here if I say the total length, this antenna I'll consider as the lambda by 2 antenna, whereas the total length must be the, this is nothing but the feed point, this complete length is nothing but the lambda by 2 right now, which is nothing but the 30 centimeter, and that's why if we consider this must be the lambda by 4 antenna, lambda by 4 you can say height, and this must be the lambda by 4. So here if this complete is nothing but the 30 centimeter, I can say this lambda by 4 is nothing but the 15 centimeter. So this must be यहाँ पे 15 centimeter and this must be the 15 centimeter. Now let us calculate Fraunhofer distance for this particular antenna. So when I talk about the far field region, always my receiver antenna must be in the far field region. To understand the far field region, I know the Fraunhofer distance. So we'll calculate the Fraunhofer distance first. So here we'll see how to calculate the Fraunhofer distance. So df is nothing but the 2d square by lambda. So d is nothing but the dimension of this antenna, which is nothing but the 30 centimeter, but while calculating we convert it into the meters, and lambda is nothing but the wavelength of that particular antenna. So we calculate this df is equal to 30 centimeter. So you can say your far field region is the region which is greater than 30 centimeters. So we have kept our antennas in the far field region, and we'll see the characteristics of this particular antenna. So let us see what kind of the characteristic this antenna gives. Right now our transmitting antenna is a dipole and receiving is the folded dipole, and in between the practical will change the transmitters and receivers. So there our transmitter antenna will be folded dipole and receiver will be the dipole antenna. So let us perform the experiment.
Till now we have seen how to design the antennas when you know the wavelength of that particular frequency. Now we have designed the antennas for the wavelengths of lambda by 4, lambda by 2, we can say lambda and a 2 lambda. Now here we can see we have designed the antenna of a lambda by 4 for 500 megahertz. So let us see the setup, what is there in this particular experiment. So let us start with the transmitter kind of thing. So this is nothing but the transmitter, whereas you can see this is the antenna transmit, or you can say antenna training lamp transmitter AT S20 model, whereas we are giving the 500 megahertz of a frequency for that particular transmitting antenna. So you can see here your RF out comes from this particular knob, or you can take the output from this particular cable, and you are giving this particular input to the lambda by 4 dipole antenna. So this is our transmitting antenna, and we know that for the 500 megahertz this particular must be lambda by 4 must be 15 centimeter. So here if I measure this particular length, this is nothing but the 7.5, and similarly there will be the 7.5. So this is the 15 centimeter of lambda by 4 antenna for 500 megahertz of a frequency. We are transmitting that particular power. This is nothing but the stepper motor controller, where we are going to rotate this antenna with the span of 10 degrees, and I have set it on the manual. Whenever we are going to do the experiment, we'll make it automatic, so it will automatically rotate with the span of a 10 degree. So our theta here is nothing but the 10 degrees. So this is nothing but the controller which controls the rotation of our antenna. This is nothing but the receiving antenna. Now you can, this is only the receiver power measurement, we can say, the display, whereas this is connected to the receiving antenna. Now you can see here the antenna, receiving antenna is the folded dipole antenna with the same dimensions, and the output is given here. This is nothing but the RF cable or RF pin which is given to the receiver antenna. So here the receiving antenna, this is the cable which is given to the RF in here. As our frequency is in the 48 to 860 megahertz range, our frequency is 500 megahertz, so it is given here. Now you can see here on the display, you can see the 500 megahertz frequency same as the transmitting antenna frequency, so both the frequencies must be same. If your transmitting antenna frequency is 700 and you are receiving at the 500, you are not going to get anything here. So here you are controlling it manually and you are receiving the power over here. Now if you see the orientation of our transmitting antenna, see the upward in the upward direction, this is the transmitting antenna and this is nothing but the receiving antenna. Both are parallel to each other, means our theta right now is nothing but the 0 degree. So whatever power I am receiving right now is nothing but the theta 0 degree. So here I am receiving the power at theta is equal to 0 degree, that is nothing but then my power is measured in the dB mu. So here my power for theta is equal to 0 degree. I am noting down the readings, that is 58 point, I can say I am observing it 58.9 dB mu. So here now what I am going to do, I am going to rotate this antenna with this particular rotor section. So I am just trying to give you both the things. Is it possible to see both the things right now? Yes, it is possible. So I am going through the menu kind of things. Here I am going with the span of 10 degree. I am going to do it, I can say enter here menu, I can say span, I will say manual. I am making it auto, as it will automatically rotate with the rotation of a 10 degree angle, and I am entering it one. And now I have taken the reading for the 0 degree. Now it will rotate. Now you can see here our antenna is rotated by 10 degree ka difference, and I am noting that readings here. You can see that my transmitting antenna is right now double in the length. So this antenna is now lambda by 2 antenna, and this is the dipole antenna. We have given the 500 megahertz frequency to each and this antenna, whereas we know that lambda is nothing but the, you can say, the 60 centimeter. So here when lambda by 2 antenna comes into picture, the total length must be 30 centimeter, that I have adjusted. Similarly my receiving antenna is also adjusted with the same length. Now we'll do same thing as we have seen in the previous practical, that will rotate our transmitting antenna and then we are going to receive the power for different thetas. So here I am setting this, you can say the settings. So whereas I am going in the menu, the position is 0, I am doing it automatically so the faster readings can be taken. So I can say here, and so I'll say here, sorry, menu position, manual की जगह पे आप इसको automatic करेंगे, and I'll say enter. So my antenna right now is nothing but at a 0 degree. Both the antennas are parallel to each other. So when I set this particular thing into auto degree, these antennas will be rotated with automatically with the 10 degrees of a difference. So for 10 degrees I am getting 65.8. So you can see the readings for position 40 I am getting 63, for 50 I am getting 60, for 60 I am getting 57, for 70 I am getting 56, for 80 I am getting 51, for 90 I am getting 46, for 100 I am getting 23, for 110 I am getting 46, for 120 I am getting 52, for 130 I am getting 55, 140 I am getting 57, 150 I am getting 59, 160 I am getting 62, 170 I am getting 63, and 180 I am getting near about 64. 190 I am getting 64.6, 264.4, 210 64.5, 220 it's 64.4, 230 63.6, 240 I am getting 61.9, 250 I am getting 60.3, 260 I am getting 57, 270 56, 280 44, 290 it's 45, 300 you can see it's 54, 310 it's 58.6, 320 I am getting it 61, 330 it's 62.7, 340 it's 63.9, 350 it's 64.8, and 360 I'm getting the 65 dB. So we have taken all the readings for this particular, you can say, antenna. Now next one we'll take it for the antenna length lambda. So let us see that readings over there. Now as we have taken the readings for lambda by 2, lambda by 4 and the lambda length of the transmitting and the receiving antenna, there you have seen the transmitting antenna was a dipole and the receiving antenna was a folded dipole. Now here the one change we have made, that our transmitting antenna is a folded dipole antenna. You can see here the folded dipole antenna, and our receiving antenna right now is nothing but the dipole antenna, okay, which is nothing but the lambda by 2. Now as we have taken vice versa readings also, that is transmitting is dipole and receiving is folded dipole. Right now our transmitting is folded dipole and receiving is the dipole. Now let us see the radiation characteristics of this antenna by changing the angle theta as we have seen previously. So here we can see the span of 10 will be there. Instead of manual to take the faster reading, we can do that, we can put this particular things into the auto mode, and then we'll see the readings for each and every degree. So here the rotation will take place, and here the received power. For the 0 degree I am observing the 62.3 dB power right now. So I'll write here 66.8. 10 degree I have got 66.7, 20 66.4, 30 66.1, 40 65.2, 50 63.2, 60 61, 70 58.7, 80 58.4, 90 57.3, 100 it's 54.2, 110 it's 55, 120 it's 58, for 130 it's 60.6, for 140 it's 62.8, 150 64, 160 64.9, 170 it's 65.5, 180 it's 65 point again 8, 190 65.7, 200 67.2, 210 66.6, 220 66.1, 230 64, 240 61.8, 250 59.8, 260 56.9, 270 53, 280 42.8, 290 49.9, 300 55.8, 310 it's 59.1, 320 61.6, 330 64.7, 340 65, 350 it was 65.8, and I can see here for last reading it is nothing but the 360 I am getting 66.4 dB. So we have taken all the readings when your transmitter is folded dipole and your receiver is a dipole. So you can see for 0 degree I have observed 66.8, for 90 57, for 180 I have got 65.8, for 270 it's 53, and for 360 66.4. Now let us draw the radiation pattern on the polar plot and let us find out how much parameters, how we can get the different parameters, what parameters we can extract it out of this particular radiation pattern. So let us do all that calculations hereafter.
As we have performed the experiment here and we are considering here that our transmitter is a dipole antenna and a receiver is a folded dipole antenna, we have seen the received powers over there which were in the dB mu. Then what we have done, we have seen the maximum power and then we have normalized that particular power. So we have divided each and every component, or you can say the gain, with the maximum gain. So we have got the values in between 0 to 1, and for that particular we have drawn the radiation pattern. So here if you see the radiation pattern, I can say this is nothing but the radiation pattern for this particular lambda by 2 as a transmitter and a folded dipole, lambda by 2 as a transmitter and a folded dipole as a receiver. So I have plotted all the things. So here if you can see I have come 0.707 down and I have marked this particular 0.707 values, and I now can calculate the half power beam width. This is nothing but the half power where I am getting the half power. Okay, so when you calculate this half power beam width, I can see here this half power beam width for the lambda by 2. If I measure, this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 20, 90, 100, 110, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and I can say 65. So the maximum half power beam width here I am getting is nothing but this I can say this is the half power beam width, which is right now nothing but the 165. So I can mention here my half power beam width is nothing but the 165 degrees. So this is nothing but how I am drawn this particular radiation pattern and how I have got the half power beam width for this lambda by 2 as a transmitter and folded lambda by 2 as a receiver. Now the second one which we have done here is nothing but we have again performed the experiment. For this we can say the folded dipole as a transmitter and receiver is nothing but the dipole. So if you see here your readings are like this, and we have normalized that readings and we have plotted again, these are the normalized values, and we have plotted the radiation pattern for this also. So if you see this particular radiation pattern, I can show you these are nothing but the angles, and for each and every angle if I rotate this, you can see here from 0 degree to 360 degree we have plotted this kind of things, and we have seen that our radiation pattern, as these are the practical values, it may have some variations with your ideal values, and I have got this maximum, I can say the half power beam width over here. As in the practical labs you are going to get a maximum power over here. So if I measure this one, I have got this half power beam width for the folded dipole as a transmitter and dipole as a receiver is 355 degrees. So here we have got all these values. Now let us calculate the directivity based on this particular. Now to understand the directivity we must understand what are the beam area for this one. So here I am going to calculate the beam area first. So here, and we are not going to get the exact directivity, but we will get here the approximate directivity. So here instead of calculating directly right now the directivity, I will go to the beam area. So here if you see the beam area is denoted by this particular denotation, and how we calculate the beam area, this is nothing but the theta hp into phi hp, and we know that if you don't know the one of the value, the second value can be considered for that particular calculation. So here we'll calculate the things here. So my theta h you can say is nothing but the, right now if I'm considering for the lambda by 2 as a transmitter dipole, so it will be nothing but I can say 165 as we have already seen over there. So here in the 165 I can say ohm A is nothing but the 165 into 165, which will be 27225, and this value will be in the steradian. So here again I can say the unit will be the steradian. Now I have got this ohm A. Now how I can go for the approximate directivity? This will denote with the beam area. Next one will be nothing but the approximate directivity. So if I'm going for the approximate directivity, my approximate directivity can be calculated by this particular formula, which is nothing but the d is equal to, I can say, 41253 square degree divided by, I can say, this theta degree HP and 5 degree HP. So I'll put all these values over there. So 41253 divided by 27225, which comes 1.51. So I can say for this particular lambda by 2 antenna, I have got the directivity as 1.52. Now let us calculate the gain. So gain is equal to K into D. So K is nothing but the antenna efficiency. So let antenna efficiency K is equal to 90%. So I can put, therefore K I can put a 9.9. So G is equal to 0.9 into, I can say, 1.51. So I am getting the gain is equal to 1.36. So here I have calculated the gain. Now this is the condition for when your transmitter is, I can say, the dipole, normal dipole, and the receiver is folded dipole. So your transmitter is dipole lambda by 2 and receiver is folded dipole of lambda by 2. So we have got for this particular directivity, approximate directivity 1.51, and we have got the gain, that is, you can say, 1.36. Okay. Now let us calculate the same thing when your transmitter is the folded dipole and your receiver is the simple dipole. So I can say folded dipole as transmitter. So we know that whenever we are using a folded dipole as a transmitter, we have got the beam area ohm A is equal to 355 into 355, because as we have got the half power beam width is equal to 355 degree. So here beam area for this particular antenna can be 1.26025, which will be the steradian, as we know that the unit is steradian. Now how we can calculate the approximate directivity for this one? So here for this we will get the approximate directivity is equal to, I can say, D is equal to 41253 square degree divided by ohm A. So if I calculate this one, 531260, you can say 25 is equal to 0.32. So I can say the directivity here is 0.32. The beam area is nothing but the 1.26025. Now let us calculate the gain by assuming, so we know that gain is equal to, we can say, the gain is equal to K into D. So let us assume K is equal to 0.9, that is your antenna is 90% efficient. So this will be 0.9 into 0.32, which gives us 0.29. So G is equal to 0.29. So this is nothing but the comparison when you are using a dipole as a transmitter and folded dipole as a transmitter over here. Okay, so here for the folded dipole, whatever values we have got is nothing but the practical. It depends on the what we can say, the conditions which are there in the lab. Actually it is expected that you test your antenna in anechoic chamber, which is not possible, so it may vary with the ideal values. So this is all about the antenna parameters of lambda by 2 length. So let us stop here. Thank you.